Good afternoon folks, and welcome to NSL Nightly News. I'm Mark Baker and we are here tonight to discuss John Edwards and his trial. With us today are guest speakers Catherine Eagles, Chris Hoffman and Louis Goldman. Welcome guests, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Now we go to Erin Moriarty for some background on the case for those of you who don't know.
Part of it says they have to look at any evidence about the intent, motivation, and goals of Ms. Mellon. She was one of the donors.
And not present, however, in the courtroom.
Exactly. And then they also say in this that the government does not have to prove that the sole and only purpose of the money was to influence the election, because people often have different intentions. So here's what the jury has to do. They have to take a look at Rachel Mellon's intent, and they have to determine what the real purpose was for giving money. They have to look at also Fred Barron, his intent. Neither one of them testified. They have to know what John Edwards was thinking. He didn't testify. Look, I'm not really surprised it's taking this long.
Thank you, Erin Moriarty. Now here is the judge residing over this case, Catherine Eagles. Catherine, welcome. I want to begin by asking you how you feel about the defendant's refusal of accepting a plea bargain.
Hello Mark, it's great to be here. A plea bargain, as you know, is when the defending party in a trial will make the prosecutor in order to receive a smaller sentence. Generally, the deal will consist of the accused party pleading guilty in exchange for a much smaller punishment. To be honest with you, Mark, I find it interesting that he didn't accept a plea bargain. Instead, he felt that it would be better for him to put his fate in the hands of the jury.
While his wife was dying, he was with this.
Well, I can see why that could be an issue. So would public opinion be influential in this case?
Well, yes and no. Public opinion would not by any means affect the court's decision. The judge is not elected by the public and therefore does not have to listen to their opinions. The jury does not listen to public opinion either. The jury's duty is to make decisions based on the evidence presented in court.
I see. So how could public opinion affect the case?
Well, the case could be influenced in the sense that if the public thinks Edwards is guilty and the court lets him go, the public could lose trust in the court system and stop bringing their cases to court. So the media plays a big role in influencing public opinion. Catherine, could you explain the three roles of media for us?
Sure, Mark. The three roles are gatekeeper, scorekeeper, and watchdog. The gatekeeper is when the media chooses what news are to be an issue or what the public should focus on. The scorekeeper role is when the media focuses on running candidate statuses rather than their policies. Finally, the watchdog is when the media focuses on the faults of political people.
However, for the Edwards case, only the gatekeeper and watchdog roles are applicable, right?
Yes, by being a gatekeeper, the public is influenced by only certain news information. And the reason why the public knows about this case is because the media wanted to cover this political scandal.
So now with me I have Chris Hoffman, who is employed at the Federal Elections Commission. Chris, would you please tell us a little bit about what you do at the FEC?
Of course, Mark. The FEC is a bureaucratic independent regulatory agency, and our job is to regulate campaign money.
A bureaucratic independent regulatory agency? Isn't that an independent government organization that is said to be free from political influence?
Yes, we are. The bureaucracy is often thought of as the fourth branch of government. But back to your first question. The FEC regulates campaign money.
I see. So can you tell us about the laws John Edwards has supposedly broken during this case?
Yes. He has not reported the money to the FEC. If money is used for a campaign, it has to be reported to us. The max amount of money one person can donate to a candidate per election is $2,500. Two wealthy donors, Rachel Mellon and Fred Barron, would have exceeded this limit if their donations were meant to help Edwards' campaign.
That's very interesting, Chris. So are you eagerly awaiting the outcome of this trial?
Yes, Mark, I am.
Now Louis, being a lawyer, what are your thoughts on the case?
Well, Mark, this trial is very difficult because the prosecution must provide enough evidence in order to convict John and convince the jury he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I must say, in this case, the defense has the upper hand because this case lacks any hard evidence. It would be very difficult to convict Edwards in these circumstances. Being the accused, Edwards has the right to a lawyer and a jury which he has decided to take advantage of. This was a very smart move on his part because the lack of evidence and inability to receive a harsh conviction. Also, that decision made in court will stick due to the no double jeopardy right.
This just in. John Edwards' court case has been declared a mistrial. How about that? 9 days of deliberation, and it is a mistrial. Can you add to that, Catherine?
I really am not at liberty to disclose information. All I can say is that the jury was deadlocked and could not make a decision.
Do you think that they will hold another trial?
No, but the trial will be reviewed by law officials. They may come up with another verdict.
So Edwards is in the clear?
It certainly seems that way for now.
Well, this has certainly been an exciting case to look at, but it looks like we are out of time for now. So, thank you for coming, all of you, and I hope the case works out.
Thank you, Mark.
It's been great being here.
Thank you for having us.